You fumbled RFID cards, wrestled with buggy apps, and stood beside a dead charger watching the minutes crawl. What if charging was simple as plug and go? In this video, we will show how one feature, plug and charge, can erase the worst parts of public charging: slow startups, lost time, confusing payment systems, and the small daily annoyances that add up to realistic hesitancy to switch to electric. I'll explain how it works, who already supports it, the numbers behind why it matters, and what to expect in the next 12 to 24 months as adoption ramps up. By the end, you will know whether plug and charge is hype or practical fix. You can also get a free PDF on the plug and charge details. The link is in the description. Right now, the public charging experience is a patchwork. You pull up, you wrestle with an app or swipe a card. Sometimes the charger times out, sometimes the station refuses your payment method, and sometimes the session simply fails. Studies and real world data show that this pain matters. One research investigation found public charging reliability in the US scores about 78% on average, meaning roughly 1 in 5 charger has problems when drivers arrive. That kind of friction is why people judge charging networks harshly and why range anxiety persists even for confident EV owners. So, what is plug and charge? It's a seamless handshake between car and charger standardized by ISO 15118. Instead of scanning an app or tapping a card, the car uses a secure digital certificate to identify owner and authorize payment automatically the moment that the plug locks into the place. It's like contactless payment built in the power cable. No buttons, no fumbling, no failed app logins. Big networks and manufacturers are rolling this out now because it removes the top cause of user frustrations: the transactional step that turns a charging stop into a tiny ordeal. Electrify America, for example, already advertises plug and charge on its network. This change matters because of scale. Global public charging grew fast. In 2024, more than 1.3 million public charging points were added worldwide, a jump of over 30% compared with the previous year. That build out is crucial, but raw station counts don't solve the user experience. If chargers are unavailable or payments fail, expansion simply multiplies the friction. Plug and charge attacks the UX problem directly by removing payment friction at the physical layer. Here's the practical challenge. Even with more chargers, charging sessions still fail at noticeable rates. One field report showed a session success rate of about 86%, meaning roughly 1 in 7 public charge attempts can fail or need a retry. A real annoyance when you are on a road trip or schedule. That failure rate, combined with the mental cost of juggling cards and apps, becomes charging friction. And friction kills adoption momentum. People don't switch to a technology that makes life harder in small, repeated ways. Another complication is the variety of systems in the field. The ISO and plug and charge require both the vehicle and the charger to speak the same secure language. Not every car supports ISO yet, and not every charger has the software stack enabled. That mismatch means the rollout will be incremental. Some networks users will enjoy plug and go today, while others still wrestle with apps. The industry is working on universal adoption yet. Stakeholders are pushing a broad rollout in markets like the US starting in 2025, but the transition is a multi-year process. Now let's break down how plug and charge removes the pain and what the realistic timeline looks like. First, the technical flow. When you enroll, your car manufacturer or payment provider installs a digital certificate inside your vehicle. At the charger, the vehicle and station exchange cryptographic messages to verify the certificate, authorize the session, and start charging. The payment and session details are settled automatically in the background. That handshake is secure and fast when implemented correctly, and it prevents user errors like entering the wrong station ID or losing your RFID token. Second, what networks and cars already support this? A growing number of networks and OEMs are enabling plug and charge today. Electrify America lists plug and charge as available on many of its DC fast chargers. Several European charging networks and manufacturers have also supported ISO for years. And news in late 2024 and 2025 showed industry groups pushing a universal rollout to make plug and charge widely available in more countries. That momentum matters. The more chargers and cars that speak the protocol, the faster the network effect reduces friction for every driver. Third, The user benefit in plain numbers. Imagine two scenarios. Scenario A. You arrive at a station that requires an app login, the app crashes, you wait 3 minutes, restarting it, and then you finally start charging. Scenario B. You arrive at a plug and charge station, you plug in and charging starts immediately. That difference of 3 to 5 minutes per charge doesn't sound huge until you multiply it across thousands of drivers and many users per year. It becomes a measurable productivity loss and annoyance. More importantly, when sessions failure rate are as high as 14% in some surveys, the perceived reliability of public charging becomes a damper on adoption, even if the average charging time improves. Fourth, operational wins for networks and fleets. Plug and charge reduces support calls, lower transaction errors, and increases throughput at charging hubs because drivers spend less time stuck at terminal. Fleets benefit greatly, less time per transaction, no more lost RFID badges, and centralized billing that simplifies fleet charge accounting. For commercial operators, that's a direct reduction in overhead and improved customer satisfaction. Fifth, security and privacy, because ISO standard uses certificate-based authentication and public key infrastructure. The payment token is cryptographically protected. That reduces risk from cloned RFID cards or intercepted mobile payments. The system is designed to keep billing and identity secure while minimizing the need for driver interaction. Sixth is the edge cases. Plug and charge isn't perfect for every situation out of the box. Some older chargers or chargers without back and end integrations will still require apps. Some EVs support a partial featured set that needs over-the-air updates to enable full plug and charge. And networks must synchronize certificate authorities and payments, clearing systems to handle settlements across regions. These are solvable engineering and business problems, but they take coordination. Here's the tipping point to watch. When a majority of fast chargers and significant share of new EVs support plug and charge, the user experience flips. What used to be a multi-step, error-prone transaction becomes a single gesture. Plug in, that single gesture is transformational because it removes the daily micro frictions that make EV ownership feel complicated. Early pilots already showed drivers prefer simplicity, and networks that offer frictionless charging see better customer satisfaction metrics. The industry's move toward a universal standard in 2025 is the catalyst that could push plug and charge from a premium convenience to the default expectation. But the real test is reliability. Additional growth of charging infrastructure must be matched with durability and uptime. Expansion alone isn't enough. If reliability remains around the 78% mark, adding plug and charge will help but won't cure the core problem. The two things must go hand in hand. More chargers and chargers that work when drivers showed up. Plug and charge is not a sci-fi promise. It's a practical standard that eliminates the most annoyance part of public charging, the payment handshake. And it's rolling out now on major networks. When widely adopted, it reduces average transaction time, lowers help desk load, and makes charging invisible. The industry still has two big tasks: make plug and charge ubiquitous across both cars and chargers, and fix basic reliability so chargers succeed when drivers arrive. If both happen, charging will stop being an experience and will become a background utility you barely notice, just like flipping on a light. That's the revolution that turns EV ownership from a constant checklist into true convenience. If you want to go deeper on plug and charge and how it's working, you can click on the link for the free PDF on this topic. The link is in the description. Thank you.